ZeroHour beckons. Unload with all your weapons. The fires and kick the tires. Go with dragon fire. Never stop the fight. Keep the fires burning bright. Shadows dance on ancient walls. Laughter's echo rings in the halls of heroes' lore, where every legend sings. Through the storm and tempest, fearless we remain. With a heart of burning flame, we conquer every plane. Light the fires and kick the tires. Go with dragon fire. Never stop the fight. Keep the fires bright. Shadows dance on ancient walls. Laughter's echo rings in the halls of heroes' lore, where every legend sings. Loki's mornings of mischief. Raise your horns high and scream. Skull and tuck and roll. Chase the fire and dream. Loki brings the laughter. Zeropium brings the pain. ZeroHour beckons. Unload with all your weapons. Light the fires and kick the tires. Go with dragon fire. Never stop the fight. Keep the fires burning bright. Through the storm and tempest, fearless we remain. With a heart of burning flame, we conquer every plane. Be great, be excellent to each other. Always speak friend to mentor. Loki's mornings of mischief. Welcome to ZeroHour.
That's what I'm talking about. Good morning, Valhalla. How are y'all doing? What's going on? Great to be here. Holy crap, I barely made it. Good morning. Big thank you. Big hoo-ah to Adega Outlaw, because he was here, let Zero in the back. That way I could just like sit down, get the thumbnails up and be like, oh, and you know what? I forgot a thumbnail. Holy shit. Holy God, help me.
I didn't want to say anything, but I mean,
of course not. Yeah, I've still got Fridays. I've still got Fridays up.
Hey, it couldn't have been any worse than the Freudian name logo slip you almost let a couple of weeks ago. But oh my God. So while Loki gets his thumbs popped up and ready to go there, good morning
Freudian
to everybody
name
out
slip
there.
logo.
Yeah,
what the hell are you talking about? There we go.
You know, when you had that mishap name almost squeak into the morning show there from another show that you did a few days before. It was a bad name.
Yeah.
It was a naughty name. Bad name.
Mexican Iron Man?
not that bad and not that naughty. But anyway, so hey, good morning to everybody here in ZeroHour. Oh, it's great to see you all again. I hope you're off to a fantastic week. If you're here with us, hopefully we can help make it just a bit better. But
Loki, what?
I do want to point out one thing. There was something that I needed to do the other day. So I feel that now is the time. So if you'll indulge me, I need to take this moment to say this has been an incredible ride. It's been fantastic. I have loved every minute of it, but the time has come to move on and say goodbye, because it's time for a change. And unfortunately, I need to take that moment to do this now.
What in the hell are you talking about? He springs this on me this morning, of all things.
It's time to move on. I just need some new glasses. That's all right. Sorry, I didn't mean to pull your heartstrings there. So, hey, good morning. Welcome, baby. Let's roll.
Oh,
I'm such a dick. I'm sorry.
Loki, why are you running around so crazy? Because I had to do labs this morning, which means I had to take blood and I had to pee. Ugh. And I barely got back here in time to do the show. And then he's like, "Oh, it's time to move on and the greener pastures." It scares the shit out of me. I'm like,
I was on the very rare occasion I was just gonna post like a little symbolic black and white photo of my sunglasses at my workstation here and say it's been a fun ride, Valhalla, but it's time to move on. And then just boom, put on some new glasses this morning. But yeah, these were they're getting a little beat up. There is a crack in them, so it was time to get a new pair. And well, I had to do it because Loki and I have a gimmick to maintain now. We got a personality, sort of. Did I just pull a Mr. Rogers? No.
swapped out sunglasses like sweaters. Yeah.
Hey,
He came in and was like, "It's a beautiful day with the sunshine coming down. The beautiful day with the sunshine. Won't you be mine, Mr. Glasses? Won't you be mine?"
So yeah, we had to kick it up a notch. These ones a little more durable. I'm sure they're ready for whatever we have to go through. Cancel me? Dude, I just pulled a work on y'all. I just worked you. The Oscar goes to, well, not me, but hey.
Good morning, everybody. Someone said it's Gun Bunny's anniversary. Gun Bunny, is it y'all's
Is it
anniversary?
Wow.
Is it you and Shockwave's anniversary? Happy anniversary. Good morning, guys.
What was that number I saw? Was that 24 years?
I think so.
Did I
I think
see
so.
that
24, 25.
Oh, God, that's amazing.
We're about to hit our 1 year. Holy crap.
Wow. Also, speaking of, yeah, that's awesome, Gun Bunny. 24 years, baby. Wow, congratulations. Speaking of, everyone send Loki a super chat today.
PJ.
let the wall go. Yeah, I was gonna say the date has already passed. I forget the exact day, but
Oh.
Loki and I, wow, that's awesome.
We have an anniversary?
We had an
I didn't know we had an anniversary.
We had an anniversary this month for ZeroHour, a whole 3 years doing this
3
with you.
years.
3
Holy
years.
crap.
I think it was.
You must be tired by now. You must be like, "God, get me. Why did I ever agree to do this in the first place?"
Hey, if I'm feeling tired, imagine how you are, or imagine how Chad is. Like, oh my God, this Zero guy again. Thank God he only does 1 day a week. Oh
Congratulations, Gun Bunny.
Yeah, that is
Congrats.
awesome. I raise a mug of coffee to you, my friend. That is beautiful.
Right. That's
Beautiful.
Right. Good morning, everybody. Thank you, PJ, for the $2 super chat. Who says everyone send Loki a super chat today?
That's
God,
awesome.
Good morning, everybody over on Rumble. I'm not sure who's listening in on the Rumbles or the Twit Twats, but good morning. Hopefully, you guys are having a good one. Everybody, Shelly, what's up, Shelly? The puppet from another Muppet. Pacific 414, what is going on, brother? Thank you for saying happy anniversary for Gun Bunny and Shockwave. Soul Assassin, what's up, brother? Good morning. I saw a DJ Ronnie G in the chat. Good morning, Mr. Grimm. Grimm's in chat. I also saw a happy dinosaur in chat. Did I see a happy dinosaur? Yes,
He's
I
there.
did.
He's
Happy
there.
dinosaur. What's up,
Da,
bro?
da, 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 da.
I was thinking about that on the way back too. I was like, why am I like the only one looking at Alien Romulus like Ian Malcolm? Oh yeah, that's it. It's all ooh, and then there's running and shouting and screaming. I was
kind of the same way, but I was more along the lines of, you guys were so preoccupied with whether or not you didn't even stop to think if you should.
That's right. And that's how I feel about this movie. We're going to get into that.
We'll get into it.
So, Pudgy, what is up, Pudgy? I got like multiple little Pudgies around the house hidden all over the place. I wonder if when we do ValhallaCon, anybody will be like, is that a Pudgy? Is that a Pudgy the Hedgehog? Yes, that is a Pudgy the Hedgehog. There's more around the house. They're like, where's Waldo? You got to like look and try and find them. Coming soon, War Shadow audiobook. Loki appears. I can't wait, dude. Thank you so very much for including me in your stories, brother. Thank you. Thank you so very much. I can't wait. I can't wait to hear it, brother. I can't. Thank you. And thank you for the $2 super chat. Adega Outlaw with a $5 super chat says, because PJ told me to.
Talk about Valhalla peer pressure first thing in the morning. Just doing all the things, guys.
We're gonna throw you a skull. Thank you, gentlemen, so very much. Thank you, PJ. Thank you, Pudgy. Thank you so very much, Adega. You guys keep the fires burning bright here in Valhalla. And I know, where is it? There it is. Skull! Long live the fighters!
Long live the fighters!
Thank you guys so very much.
Yeah.
Okay, today will be light spoilers. We're not going to spoil anything heavy. So let me get, where the hell is it? It's in banners.
Spoiler alert.
So it's going to be spoiler light.
Minor. Spoilers
light,
now.
Minor spoilers. Minor. There's not going to be nothing big besides me talking some shit.
What?
Daybob sends in a $2 super sticker and it's a pair. And he's like, you cool. You cool, Jack.
Love it.
You cool.
Oh my God. This just in. 5 time. Oh,
Chris Persia gifts 5 Loki's Mornings of Mischief memberships. Thank you so very much, Chris Persia, brother. Showback TJC gets a membership. Walter Tomoscu gets a membership. Grim gets a membership. Kizzy 0975 gets a membership. And Juliet was just given a membership. Thank you so very much, Chris Persia.
that's awesome.
I was trying to read it and I was like, oh, that's what they mean. Thank you, Chris Persia, so very much. And welcome everyone to the Viking Horde. Skull! Okay, so what is this all about? Loki, you said it was mid. I've seen people like, oh my God, it's so great. And the horror and Aliens is back. And it's the 3rd best movie in the franchise. We are going to break it down and we are going to tell you the truth because I've got to ask some motherfuckers something. I've got to ask a question. Yeah, I dropped an F-bomb within the first 15 minutes of the
First
show.
15 minutes, man. You know what? I think you held out long enough. We're still PG-13.
What was the name of the character who died from a chest burster in the original Alien movie? Does anyone know? Can anyone tell me the name of the character that died with the, xenomorph coming out of their chest in the original Alien movie? Does anyone know?
I'll let chat take it.
Does anyone know
We'll wait.
the name? J-Law.
we know the actor. Okay.
John Hurt. I will take John Hurt.
John
okay.
Hurt.
Kane.
Lieutenant
John
Kane.
Hurt. Kane. Yes, we've got Kane. Can anybody tell me the name of the dumbass son of a bitch that died from the backburster in Alien Covenant? I'll take actor. I'll take character name. I'll take anything. Does anybody remember the name of the character or actor that died from the backburster? He's the first person to die in Alien Covenant from an alien in Alien Covenant. No.
Was it Dave Navarro? Henry Gamble says Navarro. Was it Dave Navarro? Okay, so while chat
Sonic.
was it? Okay, so while chat fumbled F's.
I try to forget
around.
Alien Covenant.
Yeah, see, that's the thing. That was the point I was going to make, because you can take the original, and I only watched Covenant from beginning to end once. And most, I would say, story and plot and all that stuff aside, most of it, while it was good to look at like they always are, it felt generic and really, at the end of the day, kind of forgettable.
This movie is going to be very forgettable.
Oh, great.
No one's going to watch this over and over and over again. Nobody's going to... I ask this all the time. How many times have you seen Alien? I can't count, Loki. How many times have you seen Aliens? I can't count, Loki. How many times have you seen Alien 3? Theatrical or extended edition?
Yeah, both. I mean, you and I have probably seen both versions numerous times.
How many times have you seen Resurrection?
Oh, probably more times than I should have.
How many times have you seen Prometheus? How many times have you seen Alien Covenant?
Yeah.
Okay. How many times are you going to watch this movie?
Mm-hmm.
This new movie?
Yeah. Because it kind of
This is not a yearly... This is... You might see it twice.
Yeah.
You might see it twice.
Not one of those rotational things. Because I think, like, my problem personally, when you look at it as a whole, and I promise we'll get into your spoilers and everything you have to say, but my issue with it was, aside from the initial little bit of hype, that little peak when Prometheus was announced, everything since then, also with the exception of Alien and Aliens, those two I kind of hold on the same platform because they're phenomenal. But after that, you had that effect of diminishing returns as those movies kept getting churned out. And, Prometheus, after we let that sink in, and then Covenant, that was just more of the same thing. Like, just kind of down we go.
So, I'm just gonna we're gonna walk through this. There are people that have complained about the beginning of the movie. Let's talk about the beginning of the movie.
Here we go.
It starts out in space. What better way to start an alien movie?
Wow, what a concept. I'm glad to see they didn't start it in like a truck stop or anything.
It starts in space with a $2 Rumble rant from Jester's Darth Arlena, who says, I was told to do this.
Don't fall in for that peer pressure crap, guys.
Thank you, Jester's Darth Arlena, for the $2 awesome. Rumble rant.
You guys are so generous.
So it starts out in space. We will do a skull. Just give us a little bit, Arlena. It starts out in space. It focuses in on a ship. No lights on the ship. All the lights start coming on. The ship starts coming alive, and it is very alien. Mm-hmm. Okay, so it's like you got the old modem load up and all that. Yeah. Right? All the old sound effects that you love from Alien and the ship booting up, right? And the ship like and goes forward, and these lights come on, and it's a debris field. And there's a big section of hull that's like spinning end over end that says Nostromo.
I was gonna say, I can see where this is going
on the side, right?
It's
so,
I'm so glad they were original enough to start off, and I'm not trying to sound negative, but I'm so glad they were original enough to start off with throwing the fan service at you already.
Now there are people that have been like, what the hell? Why was the ship not atomized? Which it probably would have been. Could there have been a piece of hull? I don't think so. Not that big, but whatever. It's like the whole side of the ship is floating. The whole side of the Nostromo is floating in space.
Yeah.
So I don't think so, but whatever. They wanted you to be like, oh, it's the Nostromo, you know? Oh, I know that. It's from Alien. They wanted you to be like that. So the ship's like got its lights on, and it's obviously looking for something. And it comes up on this big, like, oval cocoon in space. And they're like, the ship turns around, backs up into it, opens up its bay door, lets it board from the rear, and flies off. And the next thing you know, you're on a space station, and they bring this cocoon thing in, and they cut it open, and it's Big Chap. It's Big Chap from the original Alien. All that's true. All that's true. So far, Loki is interested, even though bullshit, the whole ship would have been animized. Loki is interested. Loki is, okay, I'm here. I'm with it. You got the original Alien.
I got an issue with that, but we'll
go ahead.
We'll get into that later. Okay, so again, this is just because Loki and I are very steeped in continuity and things like that. But the thing was, even taking out of account the fact that they got pieces of the Nostromo floating around, because you remember even how those old school effects were back then. That was a big repetitive goddamn explosion that was going on. So, but who can say what pieces would have been left over or should have been?
It was an atomic blast.
Yeah, so
you would think everything would be animized. They basically overloaded the reactor and took the coolant out of the reactor so that it exploded.
Yeah. So my question here is, if this is Big Jack Boy from the original Alien, how the hell did he find himself floating all the way back to the wreckage of the Nostromo? Because Sigourney Weaver was in that escape shuttle, gunning it to get away from the explosion.
Yes.
So you mean to tell me that alien somehow drifted all the way back to the wreckage of the Nostromo and sat there for we don't know how many years? Is that what happened?
Well, not years. Not years. Well,
so this is this a parallel timeline between?
I don't know. I don't know. We'll get there. Or maybe years. Who knows? So, they bring, they cut open the cocoon, and it's Big Chap, and they're all looking down at it, and all these Wayu scientists are ready to go to work, and boom, you are suddenly down on a planet, a Weyland-Yutani planet, and I really liked this. I did. I really liked this. You're on this Weyland-Yutani planet, and you're following this girl named Rain. Now, Rain has an android named Andy. On this planet, there is no sun. It's so overcast 24 hours a day, 7 days a week that they never get any sun. This is a mining planet. This is a Wayu mining planet. So her and Andy have some whatever time. You find out Andy's an android that her dad built. Okay. Whatever, he repurposed this mining android that was a foreman into a hello, my name's Andy, and I will always do whatever you tell me to do.
We'll be friends to the end.
We'll be friends to the end. Heidi ho.
That's great.
Rain is about to get to be able to leave this shithole. Her parents are dead. Her parents died in the mine, along with everybody else's parents, apparently. And she's ready to get out. All of her hours are complete. So she goes to the Wayu overlords, and she's like, hey, my hours are up, and I want passage off this shithole. Okay, I'm tired of being here. I want off the planet. My hours are up. I want to go to this planet, which is pretty and nice, and I can watch the sunrise. And the bitch behind the computer screen, who had a mustache, this woman, this big, purple-haired Landwell had a mustache. She's and doubles the required hours. And she's like, Weyland-Yutani is currently experiencing a work shortage on this planet. You're fucked. You're going to have to do double the time. It's going to be another 5 to 6 years before you can leave.
I'm still trying to get past the thing with the mustache.
So far, I'm like, yes, Andy the android. I'm not kidding. Yes, how original.
How original.
Andy the android.
Wow.
So more time. You've gotta stay. You've got to do more stuff. They doubled her, and they literally show her doubling it. Yeah, we've put it in your contract that we can extend your stay here. So another 5 to 6 years. She gets a message from some friends of hers, all Gen Z Zoomers, by the way. So Zoomer friends, her Zoomer friends, have been sending her a message saying, "Hey, we need to talk to you." So she's like, "Well, I'm screwed now. I might as well go and talk to my Zoomer buddies." She goes, and they're like, "Hey, we've got a thing we're gonna do to get out of here." And she's like, "We can't get out of here. The trip to the closest badass planet we want to go to, which is the one she wanted to go to,
Mhm.
is 9 years away by ship. So we can't just, go. We don't have cryo." And the guy's like, "We found this abandoned space station in orbit around the planet. It's got cryo tubes."
Yay.
And it's not what I expected.
All right.
So they're like, we need you to do this because we can't get in, and Andy's the only one who can get in because he's a Wayuu android. He can get us onto the station.
Mm-hmm.
So far, I'm like, all right,
All right.
dumb Zoomers, and they're all dumb.
Because of course they are.
They're all dumb and stupid. And I'm like, okay, all right, you haven't made these people out to be scientists and great minds and all this shit this time.
Yeah.
I'm going to enjoy watching the Zoomers run around like chickens with their head cut off, getting slaughtered by the alien.
Mm-hmm.
How very covenant of them.
How convenient.
So they go up to the space station, they get on the space station, and obviously they get into trouble. They end up locking the space station down, and they find an android on the station that's been like cut in half almost.
Mm-hmm.
And it's got like a chip that Andy can interface with, and it does that. They like put the chip in Andy, and he freezes and like flips out. Here's the issue. Here's the first issue I saw, and it's a design choice. So far, the cinematography's been great.
Mm-hmm.
The shots, oh man, of the station and the ship and all of this has been really good. The way they took off made me feel like I was back in Elite Dangerous. The way they take off the planet, this bitch is just like, y'all ready? And the ship's just like, yeah, straight up. And I was like, okay, I'm digging this. I like the aesthetic. I like the cinematography. I'm liking the special effects. And then they get stuck on the station, and they find the android, and so they take the chip out of the android and they put it in Andy. Here's my first complaint. You see face huggers for the first time. These face huggers are like frozen in these little pouches. They're not in eggs. Okay, so you're not getting the lippy egg. They're in these like pouches, and they're cryogenically sleeping. So they pull this cryogenic thing out of the wall, and they start to thaw out, and they're stuck in the room because the face huggers are thawing out. So the first face hugger you see has like tiger stripes on it, and I was like,
was that genetically engineered?
It's
that
like
way?
dark brown, and it's got like stripes on it. And I was like, okay, that's weird.
Yeah.
But they're really dark, and they're really hard to see. And the first thing I thought of was ABP Requiem.
Yeah.
It's dark. It's very dark. It's very hard to see. I understand why they made this choice. They wanted to use puppets. They wanted to use real things instead of CG.
Yeah. So I can kind of see if they used like a darker, because they did this before with aliens too and stuff like that. They would color paint them. The color palette would be designed a certain way, and they would paint the costumes with highlights, like really bright highlights. So they looked like they all had stripes, but that was to, highlight certain parts of the suits and the outfits when they caught the lights. You could still kind of see certain things. So I'm wondering if that's the way they were trying to go, or if it was so in your face that was just clearly a design choice for the movie itself.
Now, so far, I can't tell you what any of these other people's names are. I can't. I'm sure they've said their name a time or two, but even now, I don't know. I know Rain and I know Andy, but those are the only two people's names I really know. Okay? So these two guys that went up there with him are stuck in the room with the facehuggers and the water and the cryo stuff, right? And they've got like batons, okay? And the facehuggers start to go after them, and they're like, da-na-na-na-da-na, I mean, just boom, home run. Humans 1, alien 0. Right? And they're like coming up out of the water, and they're swimming through the water and all this stuff. And they're like, oh my God, we need to reset Andy. And Andy's like blah, 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 doing his little, eyes up in his head. Yeah. Resetting.
He got water in his parts.
And you're like, is he going to get him? Is he going to get him? Is he going to get him? And there's a bunch of them. How these people are not dead yet, the two humans in this room, how they are not dead yet, I couldn't tell you. Because there's all these face huggers in this room. And I mean, you watch the other movies, it's like, slow-mo. Done. You're out. Yeah. That's it.
That's it. End of story.
Yeah. And they're just like, clack, clack, fighting. I mean, just like...
just like batting cages down at the park somewhere,
Superior Gen Z skills. Yes. Okay. So Andy gets him out of the room, right? And the face huggers are chasing after him and trying to get through the door, and they're getting stuck. Looks like a whole bunch of pussy lips stuck in the fucking door. And one of them gets out and attaches onto this guy's girlfriend. And by then you realize that the android, whose name is Rook, is someone you've seen before in another Alien movie.
Oh no.
I'm not going to tell you who. I'll let you see that on your own. If you've already heard the rumors, then you know exactly who it is. So Rook's like, it's the perfect organism.
Oh, shit.
And starts talking to them and telling them how boned they are and how their friends got like a 60-40 chance of being infected already. And they look up, and there's this big hole in the ceiling of the room. And there's this big alien there with a grappling hook going through its body. And that is the death throw of where Big Chap died. They bring Big Chap back and never let you see him do anything. So they bring Big Chap back from the original Alien, and they never let you see him go to work. Okay? There's never any this is the biggest missed opportunity of ever, because it's like Jason Voorhees coming back from the dead. If you're going to bring Big Chap back, let him rain death and destruction on everyone. Yeah. Why have we not seen this? Where is this story? Why are we getting this after the fact? I want to see Big Chap wake up and kill all the way you scientists. Okay? So he explains we found it floating in space, the perfect organism. And it was evil, and it tried to kill everybody until we killed it.
So
and then I got stuck here, and everybody else on the station is dead. And you're just like, okay, well, disappointment, no Big Chap. I can deal. We're not going to see Big Chap do his work, but I can deal.
All right.
How do we save our friend that it was dumb and has an alien on her face? Use the freezing shit from the cryogenics. And they do that. And they cut its fucking tail off using the spray from the cryogenics, using the liquid nitrogen. They cut its tail off, and they're able to pull it off. And that's where you see in the preview, you see that scene where they lift that face hugger off that chick, and it's got the long tube that went down her throat.
Yeah.
You see that. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Andy is like, we can't let the bitch back on the ship because it's too dangerous. And they leave. This dumbass grabs his girlfriend that just got in, possibly 60-40 chance, has an alien in her. And they run to the ship and they leave everybody on the station. They leave the other people on the station with this other guy's sister on the ship. So there's 3 people on the ship and there's 3 people on the station.
I need to ask, from the moment the face hugger landed on the woman to the time they froze it and cut its tail off and pulled the tube out, how much time do you think went by?
Couple minutes.
And yet, if we're going to go with continuity from the first Alien, you've got Kane, Lieutenant Kane, laying on that bed for hours, for all we know.
Yes.
While this thing gestates the egg.
I heard someone say
inside. I mean, I might be wrong here, but that seems a little weird.
I heard someone say that the reason why it took that so long is because it had been sleeping there for God knows how long.
I mean, I guess you could go that way, I think,
Okay, so we'll patterns of disbelief so far. We'll let anything that's happened so far slide.
Mm-hmm.
The movie has been good. I have enjoyed the movie so far.
All right.
They lock everybody out of the ship besides the pregnant sister, the girlfriend that got face hugged, and this dude. They undock from the station and they're just going to sit there until they turn Andy off because this guy is afraid Andy's android prick is bigger than his and doesn't want him back on the ship. Suddenly homegirl is like, and you know what's going to happen. She x-rays herself and the pregnant sister's like, oh my God. And the ship crashes into the station. Like in the chaos of I've got an alien coming out of my chest, they hit the throttle and the ship goes careening off to the side and ends up landing in the hangar bay just by chance.
Just by sheer luck that it happened. Yeah.
Whatever. I'm now to the point where I'm like, okay, this is kind of getting ridiculous, but I've seen worse. I watched Prometheus and Covenant.
Yeah, we've all been there.
So the alien comes out and it looks just like Big Chap. You see in the skull, you see the, inside its little skull. It's like,
yeah,
when, and you're like, oh yeah, this is what I am here for. Okay. It's good. It's good.
Right,
all right.
Right.
The alien's out. The ship crashed and everybody's asleep and they've got to figure out how to get to the ship. The pregnant sister wakes up, sees her friend there, laying there with its chest open. It's like, oh my God.
What
and
happened?
Runs off. She comes to a part of the ship, the cargo ship they're in. And there's a giant pulsing vagina on the wall. I am not kidding. I'm sure they took this straight from Giger. I had no problem with this. A lot of people were like, that was completely unnecessary and nasty. And it's an aliens movie. Chill the freak out.
Yeah.
So there's this big pulsing fingered vagina on the wall. And she's walks up to it and she's like, what the fuck? And finally, the boyfriend of the chick who died, shows up and he's like, don't go near it. He's got this, he's got the baton. And the baton from earlier is like a zap gun. It's like a taser. So he shoves that motherfucker into the vagina. He's going after it with the stun gun. And finally, pulls it out, and it's like, and he's like, oh, Oh yeah, that was, and this tail shoots out of the vagina and like spears him, and he falls and he's like, oh, and there's acid now dripping out of the vagina, and I mean
Oh man.
the nasty gets all on him as the aliens like birthing out of the wall badge, and acid's dripping down and just eradicates this dude. His arm gets eaten through, and you see like the bone inside, and his fingers and his hands and his chest, and until he's like, and you're just like, this is the guy who pulled the stupid maneuver to get out of there in the first place. You get what you deserve. You and your girlfriend that caused this mess, you just got what you deserved. I have no sympathy for you. Pregnant sister, I want you to get out of there. Go, run, get out. Where can I buy one of these? Asking for a friend. One of what? The wall badges? I don't know.
Wall badges?
Try.
I'm sure there's a website.
Yeah, I'm sure there's a website.
I'm sure there's a way. If someone Googles wall vagina, I'm sure there'll be an apparatus you can put right on your wall that you can use for something. But anyway,
she gets out of the ship and like falls 15 feet, 15, 20 feet, and is knocked out. Ugh. They're trying to get to the ship, and they go through, the other people that are on the station are trying to get to the ship, and they go through a room filled with face huggers. How do they do that? They raise the temperature in the room to match their body heat. And I shit you not, the android's like, if you sweat, if you get goosebumps, they will see you and come after you. Goosebumps.
Since when
Sweat.
was that a thing?
You can't make any noise, and no goosebumps, no sweat. So they raise the temperature in the room, and they're going through the room, and they're sweating, and they have goosebumps, and nothing's happening until finally some bitch calls on the radio, and this guy answers in a room full of face huggers. Now I'm sure that there are people that are like, Loki, they're dumb Gen Zers, and that's just da-da-da-da-da. In a room full of face huggers, I'm going to answer the phone, and I'm going to talk. They can't see me, but they sure as shit can hear me.
Nope, nothing over here right now.
So Andy turns around and is like, run. And they all run. And I knew this. I was like, okay. The disbelief is climbing. And I'm like, I'm more and more, I'm like, ugh.
Did you ever think of that one scene in Aliens when Ripley's in the boardroom looking at all the people in the suits just saying,
and the IQs just
IQs just drop sharply while I was away? Oh my God.
So DJ Ronnie G with $2 super chat says, where can I buy one of these? Oh yeah, we did that. Thank you.
We did that.
Thank you, brother.
In case anybody has any answers, go look into that. So I'm still trying to get past the whole point of the gestation period. Like it went in and then they took it out. And then all of a sudden, minutes later, she's birthing an alien.
She's birthing an alien.
Now, I know in the first one, they had a long gestation period because they wanted to build that up. They had a lot of time to burn and they filled it,
Okay,
I know with the sequels, sorry, really quick. I know with the sequels, they kind of limited that time because A, we already know what happens. B, they probably don't need to burn that much time. They want to keep the story going. I get it. But now to be at the point where everything's almost instantaneous, if you had a 40, 60 chance of being impregnated in the first place, don't you think those numbers would go down considering it just went in and out? And then all of a sudden she's birthing this fucking thing right away. Oh, I dropped an F-bomb. I'm sorry. But yeah.
It's fine.
It's the little things. They sometimes bother me.
So just take all that away, all the negative away.
Mm-hmm.
I am still enjoying the movie, even though I'm irritated.
Yeah.
Dumb Gen Zers getting killed, murdered, aliened, whatever. Okay.
So because I did want to ask throughout up to this point, did you ever have um, did you ever have any moments where it was a little bit difficult to look past whatever's going on and just try to enjoy it for what it is?
The whole face hugger thing.
Mhm.
That was the first. This is just the first of like a whole domino of bullshit.
Oh boy.
After this, okay? They get to the hangar where the ship is. And the only one left alive is the pregnant sister. And her brother is with Rain and Andy. And she's like, help, get me out of here. And Andy goes to open the door because only Andy can open the doors because he's got the way you finger touch of whatever.
Mhm.
And he stops and he's like, I can't open the door. Why can't you open the door, Andy? And there's, the alien like crouched up like, I'm going to eat you, bitch. Right?
Hello,
And
my
I'm like,
baby.
yeah. Okay, but it's big. It's big.
Yeah,
it went out of
big boy.
it went out of the giant vagina.
Yeah.
So it went from being little to being big because of the giant vagina. Which I will go, you know what? Maybe that's just something we haven't seen before that they wanted to throw in there. Maybe that was something Geiger threw out there, and I'm like, okay, we'll see where this goes. I'm not no criticism about that.
Yeah. I mean, at
We'll
least
see where that goes.
yeah, if that was their idea, then at least they were trying something new with that at least.
Trying something new to show you that it can go from being a little alien baby to shedding its skin and being big.
Mhm.
So they're like, Andy, open the door. And he's like, if I open the door, it will kill us all. And I'm like, thank you. Okay. That is so much better than you blow. I'll do the thing.
No
Okay.
shit, right?
So she, pregnant sister, oh my God, help me. Alien comes down, tail whips through her shoulder, lifts her up to face him and is like, bitch, and runs off with her.
Mm,
You know what's gonna happen to her. You know what's waiting to happen to her.
yeah.
They're gonna wall that bitch up and impregnate her. Okay. So Andy's like, we have to go into the lower parts of the research station. They go into the lower parts of the research station and they find a lab. This is the Romulus Remus lab, right?
Mhm.
This is where they were doing experiments on aliens. And it shows all the little experiments they were doing. And in the middle of the room, there's a giant tank and it's got the black goo from Prometheus and Covenant in it. And they're like, and the android they met earlier, the other one that got like cut in half, he's talking to them now over the station security system. And he's like, this is what we were doing. It was the perfect organism. And this is what we were trying to do. We can make people into super people by injecting them with this black goo bullshit. We can make them feel superior. Blah 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 blah. This is where I'm like,
It's starting to fall off
it's
now.
starting to fall apart.
Mm.
And it goes more and more and more downhill from there. They're like, okay, well, this is what we're gonna have to do to survive. Andy goes over to a wall locker, opens up a door, and there's an earlier version of the pulse rifle. Okay, right?
Fan service.
And they're white. And he hands them to the brother and Rain and tells them it's got 450 rounds in it. 450 rounds.
All
The
right.
other pulse rifle could hold 99 rounds.
Yeah.
Okay, fine. I don't know how one clip's going to hold that many, but whatever.
I mean,
How did it hold 99 in the original? They're caseless.
it is what it is.
It's
I mean,
a pulse rifle.
I mean the sentry guns in the director's cut and Aliens had 500 rounds, but those were sentry guns. Now we're just packing 500 rounds of ammo into it.
And he brings the shoulder stock like open and back to where it goes over their shoulder. And he shows her that these are auto aim. All you have to do is point in the vicinity and the gun will aim at what's moving.
All right.
They're auto-targeting pulse rifles.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the big guns that Vasquez and Drake had in Aliens, they did that.
Yeah.
But they were these big guns that had these harnesses that auto-tracked and had...
So
Now, I'm being picky.
yeah, but
I
I mean,
am.
but I mean, really, like Kane and Vasquez, not Kane, but
Drake.
Drake and Vasquez. Yeah, sorry. So they're out there with their mounted, you know, guns and shit like that, with their eyepieces and all that stuff, and they're good, you know, doing what they do. They're awesome. So we could have put anybody in those guns, and they would have been just as good.
Yes.
So they weren't part of the best of the best. They just happen to be the ones that get to hold that shit and just go point and shoot. They weren't
Now-
any good. You know, targeting did it for them. Okay.
Now, the movie just gets worse. You realize that they are copying and pasting things from other movies. This is where it starts to all, as soon as they hit that lab, you realize they have begun copying and pasting things from different Alien movies.
Mm-hmm.
And they show this film of this mouse that's like broken in half and dying. He's like laying there twitching, and they inject it with this serum they made out of the black goo. And it's like, shh. And it's like, I'm fine. I'm perfectly fine now. And you know,
kind
the
of itches.
perfect organism. We can take the perfection of the perfect organism. If you bring this down to the planet, Wayland Yutani will come and get you and take you wherever you want and give you whatever you want for this miracle cure. So they take the shit and leave. And I guess they just didn't look. What happened to the mouse? Where's the mouse? What happened to the mouse? So the mouse is like a fucking the size of a dog and all mutated and fucked up and dead on the table. It's like, why didn't you see that when you came in the room? Why weren't you like, ooh, I wonder what that was?
Yeah.
Okay, so the dumb is continuing. So the gun will target, yes, the gun will target squad members too. The dumb is continuing and it's getting worse. Mahogany Draws is coming up after this. We've only got a couple minutes to get through. I'm not going to tell you the very end of the movie because shit, you may want to see it yourself. But the more and more that what's happening is they are copying stuff from other movies. When the aliens finally show themselves, and there's more than one, because all the people that were on the station got cocooned and killed. They find the sister in the wall, like all in the wall.
Kill me.
But she hasn't been face hugged yet. Okay.
Right. So she's bait.
Because she's got the wound and they like patched over the wound. So I guess they're waiting to like bring out an egg, or they don't have an egg, whatever it is. She's just stuck on the wall. They get her down, they bring her out, and all the aliens start coming out to kill everybody. And they get the sister on this elevator and send her up, and they go to fight. They're going to fight. And the aliens just like rush at them as they're firing their guns. So as they're shooting the aliens are just like rushing in the room, like, kill me next. But Loki, what about the sentry gun scene in Aliens? They had hundreds of them sons of bitches.
Yeah. And what did they do? They stopped and they went and found another way in.
They went and found another way in. None of that intelligence is here.
Great.
So they turn the gravity on the station off so that they can get through the acid. The acid blood. So they're like, as they like swim in the air through the acid. And some fucker on Twitter was like, if this isn't the greatest scene in all of cinema, you don't like cinema. And I was like, eat my ass. It sucked.
Oh my God. Da, 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 da,
So-
da, 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 da. Wow.
They get to the elevator where the sister's was at, and she's gone. She's already back to the ship. And this dumb bitch has injected herself with the goo. And you're like, oh great. So this is just wonderful.
Wow. Gen Xenomorph the movie.
Gen Xenomorph the movie. Dumbass Gen Zers. I feel like Hudson. Dumbass colonists, man. So, and that's what they are. They're dumbass colonists.
Mm-hmm.
So they get through the aliens. They get on the elevator. They like have to climb up this ladder, and the elevator comes down and squashes all the aliens. It was very contrived. Mm-hmm. I didn't like it. But that's not the worst part yet. They get back to the ship. And this is where Mr. Alvarez, Biddy Alvarez, straight up copy and pastes the end of Alien Resurrection. Inverted. So, sister's pregnant. Sister injects herself with goo. Sister gives birth to this engineer alien human hybrid. It's part engineer from Prometheus. It's part human, and it's part alien. And all I can hear is Grima Wormtongue from Lord of the Rings going, "It's giving birth for you, Ripley." And I'm like, oh my God, dude. They straight up copy and pasted the movie. I shit you not. He straight up copy and pastes the end of Alien Resurrection to the point about the decompression, all of it. Mm-hmm. All of it's there.
Wow.
So all that's left, and he's got like a mouth thing too.
So of course
the only two people are left is Andy and Rain. And they've got the cryo EEB from freaking Alien 3. Mm. And they're gonna go into cryo sleep. And if you thought stealing the end of Alien Resurrection was bad, they straight up copy and pasted Ripley's dialogue from the end of Alien. Hopefully we'll make it to the planet. This is mining operator Rain and blah blah blah, last survivor of the stupid cargo ship, signing off. And I'm like, you just copied Alien, and you just copied the first movie and made Rain Ripley. That's all you've done is copied the first movie and tried to make this insufferable little Gen Z twat into Ripley.
Wow.
I'm sorry. What? And I get out of the movie, and I'm talking to Eris, and we're going back and forth over this, and I'm just like, they copied Alien Resurrection. I do my little quick review. It's up on it's a short up on YouTube. I'm like, it's mid. The movie's mid. It's what you expect. Nobody can get it right. Yada yada yada. Mm-hmm. And they can't. Story-wise, they just can't. They end up tripping over their own idiocies. Probably because Dan O'Bannon isn't there to be like, don't do anything stupid. Because that's exactly what they did. Rain plea. Yes, rain plea.
Because that's exactly what we were looking for, you know.
And I remember seeing reviews on Reddit, on all these other places that were just like 5-star, 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 5-star. And I'm reading them, and they're all saying the same thing. They're all saying about how it all harkens back to the original, and how there's never been anything like this since Aliens, and how this finally completes and I'm like, these are talking points that I've kept hearing. Did we watch the same fucking movie? Did we watch the same movie? Because I don't think we did.
Wow.
And I see people like, oh man, it was so great, essay. And I'm like, did we
That's scary.
did we watch what's the name of the girl that died at the beginning of the movie? Huh? The one that got an alien? Oh, I don't know. She was a bald chick, right? Yeah. What's the name of the dude that died in Alien? Oh, Kane?
Yeah. Your Honor, the defense rests. Yeah.
What else do you want me to say?
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Well,
Was the cinematography great? Yes, it was. Was the practical effects great? Yes. The CGI deepfake absolutely positively sucked donkey dick.
oh, great.
It was like 2009, 2010 game graphics, okay? So when you see the guy sitting there going, the perfect organism, he looks like a 2009, 2010 video game character.
I know who we're talking about now.
That's how bad that was.
Yikes.
It looked that bad.
I mean,
It was shit.
You couldn't even just do it as like a computer automated voice over the PA system or whatever they had there. They actually had to have him sitting there in person doing that. Come on. It's just gonna. I don't understand why we're still at the point where we keep trying this, because it's either going to be decent, or it's going to look okay, or it's going to look like crap. But no matter which way you do it, it's still going to date itself because it's not on camera. It's not there. You can't really see it. You're looking at an interpretation of a real thing. It's not the real thing.
So it looked good. Guess what? Prometheus and Covenant look good.
Yeah, they all look good.
Except for the deep fake they do. It looked good. The special effects were great. The body horror were great. The problem lies with the story is that halfway in the movie, everything takes a dump and they start copy and pasting from other movies to the point that the last lines of dialogue in the movie could be replaced by Ripley's and you wouldn't know any better.
Yeah.
Last survivor of the Nostromo. She could have played Ripley's like distress, like her last log. It wouldn't have been any different.
Yeah, that's pretty sad. It's pretty sad. And all for what? For fan service, saying, "Hey guys, we did the thing. You like this, don't you? That'll make our movie better, right?" Yeah, exactly. Shellback's got it right. Well, okay, so obviously, yeah, believe it or not, I haven't seen it yet, but I'm excited. Oh boy, am I excited. If and when the time comes when I have to check this out, stay tuned for, maybe we'll do a part 2 on this somewhere down the line, who knows, but I'm going to try to keep an open mind as much as I can, as beaten down and as jaded as we are now, as hard as it is. I'll try to keep an open mind because I always find something to appreciate about each standalone film. Because like Loki said, and I've said before, they all look great. All the Alien films look great, no matter what. That's never been a weak point because they know how to use certain things the right way. But the diminishing return effect that I mentioned at the start of the show always has to do with where the story falls off, because they all fall off at some point. How the actors are portrayed, because they're either just not good or they're forgettable, and it all trickles down the same way.
I've got to wonder, the people that are like, oh my God, this movie is so great. This movie is so good. Yeah, I didn't mention that. Somebody says the line.
They did that too.
They did that too. They did that too.
So did we write half a movie and then just
they wrote half a movie and then copy and pasted shit from other Alien movies in it. Yes. I can't keep a note. The people that like this movie and are just singing its praises and saying what a great movie is. Let me ask you, are you talking about a good horror movie? Because if it's just a horror movie, if that's all we're judging this on, then I would say yes. But as an Alien movie, no. I don't know what you're smoking. I don't know what I have no idea what you could be thinking, because half this movie is copy and paste. Half this movie is taken from other Alien movies.
That's pretty rough.
Other people's ideas.
So you mentioned this too, because I remember this was a big talking point when Covenant came out as well. They call it a horror movie. Let me ask you, were you at any point feeling suspense or terror or anything like that? Was it scary? Was the Alien movie scary in any way? I know that's kind of a tough question, because
not for me, but I don't get anxiety and freaked out like, you know.
We've all been desensitized to a point now anyway, but you know, there's certain things that
what I think, yes, because I know people have been disgusted by this movie. The giant wall badge thing, dripping, spilling acid on the dude, and like it eating his body away and going through his arm and his face and all that. That was absolutely positively disgusting. Seeing the alien come out of Homegirl's chest with the transparent skull and like, that was badass. There are some scenes in it where you're like, damn, I can't believe they did that. But then it like, I mean, it's just, it dies under its own mistakes that they couldn't help but do, because of what they were trying to do. The baby, part human, part alien, part engineer thing scary? It's different, and it's like one of those, like, they wanted it to be a boss, and it doesn't come out like a boss. It comes out like
an executive.
I'm gonna be, yeah.
I'm gonna be.
It's like
so it comes out and it's just like, hey guys, new idea. There you go. Yeah.
You know, she births this like pod, and the baby comes out of the pod, and it's full of acid. The little pod, it's like it birthed the baby in acid.
All right.
The mom survives just long enough to be eaten by the full-grown version of the baby. It's ripoff. It's a ripoff of other Alien movies. And like I said, nothing pissed me off more, and I said this on Friday, there were these dude bros like down, because we were in the very back. I like sitting in the very back. There were these dude bros down below us, probably like 6 or 7 seats down. And when she said Ripley's lines, and she was like, last survivor of the shitty cargo ship that went to the wrong station, I was like, that is bullshit. And one of those guys was like, you tell him, bro. And I was, you know, so if you liked it, more power to you. As an Aliens fan, I don't see how you could really, but
stranger things have happened.
But
so that's kind of how it's also kind of sad. And again, I'll make my own conclusions when the time comes for me to actually take a look at this myself. But again, because like you and I have talked about this before, and I know we're over the hour, guys, bear with us, but I know you and I have talked about this before, how, you know, that bar has not been set very high anymore after it just kept dropping and dropping and dropping. And every time this happens, maybe I'll react differently. You never know, but I'm not getting my hopes that high. And it's sad, because you still, like you and I said months ago, we want this to succeed. We want a good Alien movie. They deserve it. It's time. It's been too long. We've been fed so much crap, but I still kind of feel that little bit of heartbreak when it comes out, and it's just not very good. It's like, come on,
dude. I went in my Nostromo shirt. I had my Wayuu cap on. I was ready. I was ready for this. And the first half of the movie is completely dumb Gen Zers go on a station, fuck with shit they shouldn't, get what's coming to them. I am totally on board. Until they hit that lab. And it's when they hit that lab that I'm like, something in this movie is awfully familiar like the other movies.
Yeah.
And then they start straight up copy and pasting after that. And I was just like, whatever. Guys, we're going to get out of here. We're going to send you over to Makani in the morning. He's already live because we've gone like 10 minutes over because we couldn't help but continue talking about this shit. I wanted to talk more about the Alien franchise as a whole. We will come back and do that again at some point.
Yeah.
Maybe
we could do that for Halloween at some point as a part of a little marathon there. That'd be all right.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So if and when I check out Alien Romulus, who knows? I'll let you know. Maybe we can do a part 2 about this somewhere.
I'll send you a link.
But oh boy, oh god. Valhalla does not condone doing whatever. No, I'll check it out. We'll see how it goes. But a big thank you to everybody for checking us out this morning. Hopefully we didn't spoil too much. Hopefully if you were interested, you're still interested. Go check it out. Jump to your own conclusions and be sure to let us know what you think, because we're always interested to know what you think, because you are the perfect organism.
Perfect organism. Guys, take care. Be excellent to each other. Always speak friend and enter. We'll see you in a little bit.
Boy, am I glad I didn't have to sit through that bullshit. Holy crap. I can't believe I had to fake my way through that whole thing because I had to pretend that I didn't see it and just absolutely not try to demolish the absolute crap out of this thing. I mean, my God, this is why I contemplate retirement sometimes, because I get so fed up with trying to play a character. Oh, that Zero's a nice, humble guy. Yeah, you know how hard it is, Loki, to try to be that nice guy all the time, when in the bottom of my heart, it rips my fucking soul out because I know I'm just an asshole. I can't do this shit anymore. I'm out. Fuck it.
These videos are tremendous. Like, comment, and subscribe, and hammer that notification bell.